You are tuned in to What Up Baltimore online radio. Please note that the views and opinions expressed on this channel are of the host and not of Lady J Media. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, What Up Baltimore TV. And if you really don't want to miss any of the shows, hit that notification bell and you'll get a message every time we come on. Now, we got it from here, so sit back, relax, and stay tuned.
I know you do, because that's what I do. I give you that kind of love that makes you come back. I'm your pusher, baby. You're a
Hey, little black boy, let me holler at you for a minute. I was once in your place, you should respect what I say. Some of the things I'm about to tell you just may save your life in the world right now. Much is right. Little black boy, you're gonna see and experience all sorts of things, but don't let your mind be locked in the chain. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Spitfire Poetry Shutdown. I am your host, John Hansboro. It is it's April 12th, 2023. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day thus far. I got a special guest on tonight, but I think he's having some technical difficulty, man. It's all good, bro. I think he's having some technical difficulty because I cannot hear him. But the show is being brought to you by Butterfly Entertainment. Go to the YouTube page and download and subscribe to the What Up Baltimore TV app as soon as possible so you can follow all of the shows and everything that we got going on. All right, we got a lot of things lined up for the summer. There's a lot of different shows that are on this network throughout the week. So you definitely want to tune in and check out and see what shows we have available for you, because we got a lot of good stuff. All right. So with this being April, this is Poetry Month. All right. So for today and the rest of the Wednesdays for this month, I'll be having poets on, of course, and we'll be celebrating Poetry Month, talking about poetry. Right now, the devil's busy, man, because I wanted to speak to this brother about some of the things that are going on in our community with these kids. And, you know, some of the ways to combat some of this stuff, man. You know what I mean? It's not easy, and we got so many questions, so many, you know what I mean? The answers are all over the place. You know, all I do know is we have to work together to get to any type of goal. We have to work together to get to some type of goal, you know what I mean? And put differences aside and all that other craziness. We need to put that to the side and try to figure out what the hell to do, man. We can't depend on we can't depend on the government. We can't depend on people to take care of our children. We gotta do it. We gotta do it. All right. So look, I would like to read. So I'm gonna start off with two poems that are dear to me, that have something to do with the city that I live in. And this first one is called Baltimore. All right. Those of you who may know and follow me know that my wife is a singer. My wife told me about a Baltimore song that Nina Simone had done years ago. I had no idea. I didn't even know. We were getting ready to do an open mic event, and some of my open mic events, I would have my wife sing for me sometimes. And Nina Simone, she told me, has a Baltimore song that I knew nothing about. So she let me hear it, and we, she sang a couple verses to it, and I put some poetry to it. But it's just called Baltimore. All right, it's called Baltimore. What's going on, Baltimore? Are we really that far gone? I looked at social media just the other morning, and a black man photo showed a homeless being forced to move. Our souls of our city, where's the help? It's such a pity. Nobody cares, and the residents scared because crime's in the air. Reporting live on the scene is Mr. BNP 13 in our city. Reporting live on the scene is Mr. BNP 13 with the latest update, and our city ain't safe. Who's here for the people? The schools have no heat. Some of them mold has set in, they so old. They closed all the wrecks so our kids step in the street with the tools, not the ones used in school, the prison pipeline. I know I ain't lying. Where do we draw the line? Our kids, the ones dying. I think it's about time our politicians earn their dime. Casinos and street racing, where they spending that bacon? Are they here for the taking and agenda they gave them? Down on your luck in my city is tough. It could be one of us that's out on these streets with nothing to eat. 10 degrees froze up from your knees, and some have special needs. Housing homeless with criminals, that's saying something subliminal. And yeah, it's that simple. We got streets full of vacant houses, and we can't program housing. Astounding. The stink of corruption smells, pure in a nutshell, like a truck full of trash. That's a smell you can't mask. That is Baltimore. I wrote that out of frustration of some of the things that I see that go on in Baltimore. And really, one of the main reasons I remember like it was yesterday, it was some type of event that was getting ready to happen in Baltimore. And I may get in trouble for this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. When I say eyesores of the city, where's the help? Is such a pity. So there were homeless people underneath the bridge of 83. These people had to be moved at one point because I'm in some type of, I can't remember what it is, don't quote me on the event, but there was something that was happening that was about to happen here, some type of event that we were doing in Baltimore. And basically everyone that was under the bridge at 83 at that time, they were just coming and taking all that stuff, making them move. So they're not there when some of the out of towners or whoever come into our city for this event. That's not something that they see when they get off the Beltway. I thought that was really crazy. And like I said, we got blocks full of vacant houses and we can't program housing. It's incredible. It's incredible. And then with this craziness over the weekend, like I don't even know what to say. I really don't. But I want to share this other poem called, I'm sure you've heard it before. This is called Hey Little Black Boy. It's so serious out here in these streets with the gun violence and everything that's going on. It's like you just throw your hands up, like, what do we do? How do we even begin to attack this shit? How do we begin to even put a chokehold on this? But anyway, this is called Hey Little Black Boy. Hey little black boy, let me holler at you for a minute. Because I was once in your place, so you should respect what I say. Some of the things I'm about to tell you, it just may save your life in a world where not much is right. Little black boy, you're going to see and experience all sorts of things, but don't let your mind be locked in them chains. You'll come across bits and pieces of racism, but your school system will claim they're trying to relate to what you face every day. Little black boy, mind what you say and watch where you play. I know in school they tell you we all are equal, but there's fine print at the bottom of that statement. Little black boy, at 12 years old, you could be gunned down for being in the wrong part of town. Little black boy, as you go into your teenage years, that's when this shit starts to get real. Keep yourself active. Don't hang with them bastards. Learn a trade, shorty. Anything with your hands. Just keep up your grades. Little black boy, be respectful and listen to your elders. They can teach you some things, but you know everything, right? Don't be stupid, little black boy. They were here before you. You can learn from their stories. Did you know you have to work twice as hard when competing for any job? Don't dress like a slob, man. Keep yourself clean. It don't have to be expensive. It still want to look mean. Little black boy, the man make the clothes. Don't listen to them hoes. Little black boy, stay off them blocks. You may think it's slick till you in jail taking dick and washing outfits. Little black boy, that life ain't for you, and it's cool. Don't be a fool. Stay in school. You may bend some rules, but always, always be true to who you are. A soldier in battle. The horn sounds every day, little black boy. Keep God in your life and pray every day. All right, just some information to throw out real quick before I do some more poetry. So, April 23rd, April 23rd is an event that will be happening that is with author, poet, and Shakespeare. When you go on Facebook, Instagram, I'm not sure if she's on Twitter, but if you go to author, poet, and Shakespeare, look her up. She has material on Amazon. She's a published author and poet. But she's doing an open mic on April the 23rd, I believe, at Sizzle. I'll be attending that. That's my sis right there, my little sis right there. So whenever she needs something, I'm definitely there. She was there for me when I first started this poetry thing. And I appreciate her and so many others that I can't even begin. If I name everybody, I would leave somebody out, but y'all know who you are. Some of my original Spitfire family from the beginning. Yeah, April 23rd. So follow Author Paula Shakespeare and also stay on my Facebook and Instagram pages. I'll be sharing links and links for tickets. I believe this event is free, but I'll be sharing links for any tickets or Eventbrite stuff or flyers for the event that's coming out. Also, I use those of you who've been following me for a number of years now. Remember, I used to do open mics before the pandemic at Glory Days over here in Towson. And it's a wonderful space that they have that's outside that we used to do it at on the patio, the poetry, and it was a beautiful, beautiful time. Wonderful space, great lighting, everything. I'm gonna share some videos of some of those open mics that I've done with some of my poetry brothers and sisters. What else? That's April. So with Glory Days, I'll be doing an open mic. The first one will be in probably in June, July, and August. It's just going to be three: June, July, and August, once a month. Um, and when I put it out there, you got to get the tickets fast because it's a wonderful space, but it's not really big. It's just enough for maybe, I don't know, 40 people. I want a nice intimate space where we can just vibe and everybody have a good time. All right. So let's get back into some poetry. So I want to share something that I have not shared in a while, and I think I want to combine two poems together. So this first one is called They Say All That Shouting Isn't Necessary. This is one of my probably top three. I would say one of my top three poems that I've ever written. This was like one of my favorites for the longest. It still is, but it was always a go-to poem that I would go to if I was ever put on the spot or somebody wanted me to spit some poetry for them or something real quick. This one and a few other top ones that I would always go to. So with this one, they say all that shouting isn't necessary. This is something I wrote when I came home from a church service one day. And just being at church, watching different things that go on and experiencing some things of my own. I would see people go through motions. They would, some type of spirit would come over them or something, or a feeling, and they would either jump up and down. Some people just scream. Some people yell, run through the building, all types of stuff. I was I believe I was a special case because what I used to do, I've never seen. I can't even get it out. I've never seen anyone do that before. And after a while, I used to be like, damn, I can't believe I'm doing it myself. But anyway, I would hit the wall at the church that I was attending at the time. Shout out to True Deliverance Outreach Ministries with Bishop Michael Wallace over there. I would hit the wall. And I guess that was my way or my form of just, I guess, releasing, because I had a lot of pent up anger and all types of shit going on back then that I didn't know how to deal with. That's one of the reasons why I was in at the church anyway, because I was just lost. I didn't know what the hell. I was just in a situation that I was unfamiliar with. So I would hit the wall sometimes when I felt a certain way, or when I get a feeling that came over me or something. And one day I'm hitting the wall, and next thing I know, my fist just went right through it, right? And I've put holes in like the back of the church, and then I think on that one wall on the side on the left. So when I came home from church one day, my hands were sore from hitting the wall, and I came up with that poem. They say all that shouting isn't necessary, and what it was is, and what it is just basically me telling a short version of some of the things that I was dealing with at the time that started this whole journey of unusual favor and my books, Spitfire Poetry Volume 1 and 2. And what I mean by that is poetry was therapy. People, y'all hear me say that all the time. So it was therapeutic for me. It helped me to get through what I was dealing with. All right. One of the only things that like for me, poetry is just as well, I ain't gonna say that, but poetry is therapeutic, and it was something that I needed to help me get through to the next level to be able to keep going. And as of late, I like to share that with another one called All That Shouting Isn't Necessary. And then my other one that sometimes I add to that towards the end of it is, oh my goodness, it's called All That Shouting Isn't Necessary. And then my other one, and all of my stuff is in my book, Spitfire Poetry Volume 1 and 2, that's still available on Amazon right now. You can get both of those. All That Shouting Isn't Necessary. And it's not, I Can't Complain. Oh my goodness, I'm drawing a blank right now. Well, let's just go with All That Shouting anyway. Let's get that out. Maybe it'll come to me, but I cannot believe that I cannot remember that second one. All That Shouting Isn't Necessary. All right. Well, anyway, let's just go with this. All That Shouting Isn't Necessary. And by the time I finish it, I bet you I'll start to remember the other one. Okay. They say all that shouting isn't necessary. But what have they been through that's colder than that month they call February? See, I'm talking about news that'll make your body ache. And it's out of your control, so you feel you gotta participate. It was all good just a week ago. Now I'm in a doctor's office and they're canning my treatment done. My work has come to a halt, but my bills are longer than a tree stump. I stand in line for aid and assistance. All the while, I feel I'm losing my existence. The lady behind that desk looked at me as a stereotype. Now realizing 96 hours prior, I ran a roach site. I feel like my back's against the wall, so I pick up the phone, but who do I call? I was stripped of everything with nothing to spare. As I laid on a cold, hard table and stared in the air. God, is this it? Will I see my wife and kids again? If I die and my babies cry, who will make them grin again? My life was saved, though it was full of sin. My doctor said, take a few of these and your pain will come to an end. But no, I must keep going. There's no time to break. But my back's against the wall. And the devil, he don't hesitate. When he came to me to convince me of my fate, I refused to be a victim and told him, clown, you too late. When I realized who brought me through it all, my vision became clear as he showed me a picture of it all. He said, son, didn't I tell you I would never let you fall? It was then I decided to serve him in the midst of it all. So if you see me go crazy or start to bang on the wall, it's my way of praising him because he brought me through it all. So I forgive the saints because I could care less for title or rank. That devil, he'll deceive you. He's nothing but evil. See, when you're full of the spirit, nothing comes near it. Jeremiah moaned, it's like fire in my bones when the pastor reaches a certain tone and zeroes in on the problems you own. You cried and you wept and you came to accept it. Endure the night because this joy comes unexpected. And change your heart. That's the start of something you took part. It's not fashion or art. Come into the art and save your soul and walk streets of gold. It's about eternal life, not thousands of lights. Tell me, what went wrong as we sing our song on benches with palms? And my favorite Psalms is 30. Of course, I cried out, oh Lord, and you swung a sword. Now I'm beginning to see how you live in the tightest of places. It's all so amazing. Chasing after you and I'm blue. They said it was you that made it all true. So what's there to do except keep praising you? I mean, you are the reason I'm walking and breathing. Forgive the saints. And see, this is what I'm talking about when I say poetry is my therapy. This is I can't make this shit up. You know what I mean? As I'm sitting here right now going through these poems, I've shared like what, two so far, maybe three. I can feel the stress level just coming off of me right now. I shit you not. I can feel the stress level just coming off of me. I want to do, let me see. First, let's do this one first before I do that. So I want to share something. This is called Poetry is My Therapy, right? And it truly is. It really, really, truly is. It took me all of these years to find something that I can go to that gives me solace, that gives me peace, um, other than my medicinal marijuana. It gives me peace. It gives me, it chills me out. Like I love words. I love to create and throw words around, and I love to follow other people. Um, I have a bunch of poetry brothers and sisters, but I want to share two with y'all tonight that you should follow. So Jamila Jams Mac, follow Jams Mac on Instagram, Facebook, wherever you can find her at. Um, awesome poet. Um, her wordplay is absolutely out of control. I just love it. I love it. I love it. I love to see and hear her do her poetry. All right. Also, let's see, who's another random. Let's just say For Office. All right. For Office on Instagram. I believe they do have a Facebook page too. But Aneski, Anna Kinzette, and Vic the CEO. Vic the CEO, I was going to have one tonight, and I'm rescheduling that because he was having some issues, but I got to get that brother on for the month of April. But you want to follow them. They also publish books. You need a book published, go to Four Authors. They some hardworking, they're a hardworking couple, man, seriously. Husband and wife that do that thing and they take pride in what they do. So if you have work that you want published, you don't know where to go, look them up, man. Look them up. They walk you through it step by step, and they take pride in what they do. You're not putting your work in the hands of just anybody that's just going to misguide it. They're going to do their due diligence to make it take off, so it can be seen and heard. All right, so I want to share this one. It's called Quarantine. So this is from Volume 2, Spitfire Poetry Volume 2 version. Volume 3 will be out in June or July. And also, while I'm thinking of that, look out for Our Usual Favor 2. It is definitely on the way. Okay, Quarantine. Of course, I wrote this during the quarantine 2020. I know it was maybe towards the end of 2020. Quarantines, trying my patience, that's a true understatement. That shit's running short like a fat ass nigga on a basketball court. My kids eating up all the goddamn food. They saying depressing shit on the news. Got my mama worried and confused. She hits my phone in a hurry whenever she hears something new. Lord, help her find something to do. My 8-year-old is up till 4 a.m. This mess gotta end. What you gonna do when Hogan runs down on you with the 8 p.m. curfew? Get all the essentials. I write with pens, not pencils, so it can't be erased. I learned from my mistakes. Tired of containment, I walk from my bedroom to my basement, spending time in every room. What else is there to do? Barbershops closed, hair salons too. Your lady trying to line up your hair, just stop it. And she looked like she stuck her finger in a socket. Her hairdo was whack. Gotta put on a hat. If my kids ask me for another snack, I think I may fucking snack. If I hear the word unsub one more time, my wife, she gotta chill with this Criminal Minds. Episode after episode. How many series they got? I'm gonna unplug this fire stick and cut off this Wi-Fi. That is quarantine when I was in my feelings one day. Quarantine. So yeah, before I did that, I said I wanted to share poetry as my therapy. Poetry is my therapy. It gets me through so much shit. When I put this pen to paper, it gets me through so much shit. Pushing and pressing my pen, the ink is insulin. 6 units before breakfast. I gotta count my carbs. I can't be reckless. Maintain a decent sugar level, because if my shit drop, it can be detrimental. But poetry, that's my therapy. Back and forth to the dispensary, I need the right strain. What do you got for inflammation and pain? Terpene, limonene, and I don't know what the fuck you mean. I want that indica hybrid sativa. I need it. That Mary's a cheater because everybody see it. Poetry. That's my therapy. Something therapeutic happens when I go to create. It's just something about putting the right word with the right line to make them both come together, like you and your partner at the very same time. 2 souls sharing the same vibe. Poetry. It's my therapy. I press every day, man. Giving up's not an option. A devil going down today. You know, man, that nigga, we stay boxing. He got me on the ropes. But I'm guard, body, Ali. I hit him with the rope-a-dope. The champ is here, and I fight every ounce of fear. I just do it like Nike, the goddess of victory. You know he's in here, poetry. That's my therapy. Sometimes that shit keeps me up at night. It's a little light in mind that keeps me up writing that one last line. I need it like the air I breathe. If I didn't have it, where in the hell would I be? I could have been serving a 1 to 3. My wife and kids could have buried me, but poetry is my therapy. I'm going to share this one too. This is called Don't Answer the Phone. I got a confession to make. And that's probably why I wrote this poem. Don't answer the phone. I don't answer my phone. Sometimes I don't. So anybody that's watching, I'm gonna be honest with you. Sometimes people call me and I will look at the number and I won't answer. I'm sorry. I learned a long time ago, a few years ago, well, it felt like a long time ago, but it was just a few years back, that when it comes to your peace, man, you have to attain your peace by any means necessary. And you may think I'm trying to be funny and joking now. I promise you I'm not. I'm dead serious. I really had to realize that. And there's nothing wrong with making somebody leave you a message. Or if you don't answer, they can text you a message, you know. It's tricky because you got to be careful, because if depending on what you're dealing with, you could I feel like you can slip it. Well, I know I'm gonna speak for me. If I don't control it, I feel like I can slip into something where I just won't. Whenever I'm feeling a certain way, I just don't want to talk. I'm not even gonna answer the phone or none of that. So you got to be careful, because it could lead. What I'm trying to say is, I believe it could lead into something that's even more a depressing type of feeling, I guess. You know, but I learned that you can't stretch yourself everywhere. You can't, some things you just have to say, look, no, or either well, let me think about it, or I get back to you, something. You know what I mean? But don't answer the phone. It's something that I wrote. And I won't say it was out of frustration. Just it was like a joke and a frustration thing at the same time, where I was kind of making fun of it. But this is called "Don't Answer the Phone," and I'm sharing this because as I was reading that last poem, for some reason I flipped right to this, so I feel like I need to share it. Don't answer the phone. Don't answer the phone when you know it's a clone of the conversation you already had. It'll just make you mad. If it's important, they'll message you via voicemail or text. If you don't control your stress, in the end, you a mess. Take time for oneself. Put your worries on the shelf and play the hand that you're dealt. You don't have to answer, sway, hunch your shoulders, fade away. Don't answer the phone because they don't want nothing. Don't feel like hearing fussing. It breaks down your construction. Stability is not set if the foundation is wet. Stick to your blueprint. Build an obstruction that will bend but don't break. And you can't play it safe. Beware of your space. Don't answer the phone to social medias. How your kids' day? Who cares who's trending? Your kids are here. On you, they dependent. You're facing the phone and they left alone. Why are you mad, bro? If the shoe fits, I know it shows. Shoot this messenger though. Something coming back at you could change your stature. Don't answer the phone. I yell to my kids and no, you can't hold it. Use your tablet or one of these other gadgets. Spent all this money. Next year, I'll buy nothing. Don't answer the phone. Why? Because I don't know the number. It could be your mother, but I just hung up with her. It's probably a telemarketer. They never know when to call you. Let it go to voicemail. I'm driving and I'm driving and can't answer. These phones are like cancer. They disturb everything every single time it rings. Don't answer the phone. Can't dump your trash on me. Leave your message at the beep. Don't answer the phone. Can't dump your stuff on me. All right, how much time I got left? Let me do two more. So I want to do flatline. So this is called flatline. Brother Vic, can you hear me? I don't think he can hear me still. Flatline. I was flatline, but it wasn't my time. He interceded with the blood he was bleeding. The curtain was closed and my body was frozen. I felt helplessly chosen. I didn't ask for this, Joseph. This thing was given. The old John is missing, but not on a milk carton. See, I walk from the valley so no one can stand me. I was given another chance. When I think of it, I dance. I go into a trance remembering when the devil thought that he had the win. When I came to, doctors lined the wall. I thank God nobody had to make the call. No report of the time, no mother's crying. He gave me more time to get it right, despite the life I lived before that very night. The night I thought it could be over was just the beginning of a story not ending. Flatline, but it wasn't my time. Still so much to do in such little time. So don't waste your time on hate or determining others' fate. It's no debate. I was flatline, but it wasn't my time. Because my God, he interceded with the blood he was bleeding. Flatline. Oh, I can't complain. I can't complain. Hey, how you doing? Oh, I can't complain, but I'm still a man, a black man I am. I lived in a land, I built things by hand. In conflict I stand. Our families were taken, our identities mistaken. For hundreds of years, we shed many tears. Although it appears our culture doesn't respect the tradition we left. And the wisdom was stolen, replaced by linoleum floors, from the windows to the walls, to the sweat drips and I'm bald. I still can't complain, and both my kids want things from the mall. They only a few feet tall. They keep me going. My life with them is golden. It's like I was chosen and there's no opposing. I understand the mission, but I can't see the vision. Pew in the system smells like something's missing. That old intuition takes the kids fishing. anything so they listen before they make a mistake that puts them in prison. The cycle is real. Your uncles come home, your nephews go out, do a bullet, get out, and repeat the cycle again. Okay. So what else I want to share? The government shutdown. Y'all remember that craziness we dealt with the government shutdown? I did 2 of them too, I believe. Yeah, government shutdown 1 and 2. Volume 1 of Spitfire Poetry, Volume 1. All right. Government shutdown. This is number 1. Government show. I did 1 and 2. So this is government shutdown. Government shutdown. What a bunch of clowns. CNN pay-per-view. People are played. Some simply stayed and made a mess. Republicans huddled up, pointing fingers at Democrats. Countries on edge. We could wake up dead. Everyone is divided. It's so short-sighted. Votes, vetoes, veterans supposed to be about the betterment of all mankind. Spineless spectators watch neighbors who are favored. Can't trust my neighbor. The world is in such danger. Climate control, our president, that troll. He tweets on Twitter late night with no filter. Some people love it. I pray for the suffering. What's next is the question. Every time Jeff said Sessions, we're coming to a deal, but House reps appeal, negotiations blaming each other like there's no other in sight. Trump leads with no light. What do you have to lose? He says, everything after you. Stripped from their duty. Somebody yell mutiny. This guy is unruly. Somebody call Caesar or Scotty B. This been happening all year, and he's not sincere. What's he drunk off a beer? His mouth is foul, and his speeches go viral because people they follow don't look at tomorrow. America the great. Can this clown keep us safe? Government shutdown 2. Government shutdown. Why won't they impeach the clown? Dividing the people, spreading hate and evil. He don't feel for the people who on pins and needles, trying to make ends meet. Their pockets are empty. Bills are stacking. Homeland to airport security affected by immaturity of a toddler running the country. He just thinks it's funny. Separating families, moving them around to unfamiliar places. This shit is so crazy. The crazy thing is some of our people voted for this chump, thinking he would make a change. Bunch of runaway slaves. Can you see the line is drawn? It's survival of the hard, of the haves and have-nots, an evil plot. They want our history forgotten. I'll just shut it down till I get what I want, he says. Republicans related are now changing faces. This mess is amazing. Going on right under our nose. We get distracted week to week from a viral video or the R. Kelly show. Government shutdown. As he flies around in a Learjet with luxury seats, who cares if they eat? It's a shithole country. Imitation and fear is how it's made clear. Think it's a joke or some kind of hoax, and you show up for work and your clearance revoked. It felt like you choked when you read the notice, insufficient funds. Now panic's begun. No tax returns, forget the assistance. With so much resistance, countries on edge because of something he said. Some schools, water fountains pump nothing but lead. Must make a stand. There's no time for playing because our country is sinking right into quicksand. Government shutdown, we've been here before. If a change is not made, we will endure much more. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Spitfire Poetry Shutdown. I want to thank you all for tuning in and watching. April 26th, I got my sister EJ the Poet will be gracing my podcast, the platform. EJ the Poet. All right, look her up on Instagram and Facebook as well. EJ the Poet, wonderful, wonderful poet and published author. Awesome sister. I'll have her on the 26th. Next week, I may have Vic the CEO on next week or maybe the week after that, depends on his schedule. But for the next 3, what do we got? Like three more weeks of April Wednesdays, I think. 2 or 3. Finishing out poetry month. I'm gonna bring on some good poets, and then I think on the last Wednesday of the month, I may try to get a group of us on. It would be good if I can get some of my old family from the original when I first started. Actually, that would be cool. But anyway, stay tuned for Brother Chad's show coming up. I believe this is week to come on this week. Um, Follow me each week so you can see what shows I'm doing, who I have on my show, what events I'm doing. Summertime is coming. We got a lot of stuff that is coming up, a lot of events everybody's doing, a lot of poetry, open mics. So yeah, just follow me. You know, I share not only my own information and my own platform, but others as well. You know, I don't just say it to say it. If you want to be blessed, you must bless other people. All right. Have a good night, everybody.